What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You watching DaveBeyondTV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And you know we got the moon in Sagittarius. We just came off the new moon in Scorpio. A whole lot of transmutation, a whole lot of transformation. And now we are in a situation where, so here's the thing, right? With all these energies, we got a lot of energies on the cusp. Or at least we got Mars there. And then I think, you know, Sun is pretty late degree. Because what's today? Today got to be like the, what, 5th? I don't even know what. No, like the 14th. So we got like maybe 5 or 6 more days, I believe, in Scorpio season. So, you know, we're getting closer to that Sagittarius energy. Oh yeah, that's right. We like 21 degrees because the sun just got in my first house. My first house started like 21 degrees Scorpio. So I think we had like 21 or 22 degrees. So right now, you know, we already established we in the 3rd decan of Scorpio. So this is talking about Cancer energy. So right now it is coming down to what we care about. And it's kind of leaning on the side of being more Jupiterian. We're coming off of that Mars and looking to be a little more Jupiterian. So we're trying to have a little more fun. We're trying to have a little more leeway. The moon in Sagittarius might persuade us to get into something that is childish, foolish, or not as wise as we think it is. See, it's like on first glance, it's going to look like a good idea because we've been so bogged down in whatever energy we've been dealing with. And we've been at war. So we've been fighting. We've been, you know, doing the most. You could think of it kind of like, say you was in, and I ain't been in the military, but say you was in the military, right? But I know y'all seen the movies where the military niggas will be overseas. And so like the first thing they do, you know what I'm saying, if they not fighting that war, right? When they get to a new place, they want to hit the bar. They want to see what's up. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the ladies and all that shit. Boom, boom, boom. You know, have a little fun, get a little drunk. You know, and I like I said, I ain't never been in the military. So somebody listening who has probably like, man, it ain't even like that. But like, I'm just talking about like, you know, using this as an example or an analogy of, you know, the fact that we've been at war energetically because that Scorpio energy is war. It's that Mars energy just going back and back, just trying to figure it out for ourselves, right? Fighting to really get straight with our internal state. And so now we're finally becoming enlightened. But the first thing that you might take is maybe not the best thing, just the first thing. You know what I'm saying? You know how like, so my point to say here is just to say, take a minute to make sure whatever it is that you're diving into or choosing to, you know, agree with as a good idea. Make sure that is actually wise, and make sure it's not rooted in you just trying to escape or experience a temporary pleasure, a fleeting pleasure. Because that's the thing right now. We've been putting in a lot of work, or at least we should have been. So right now we need to make sure we stay true to the path that we've been curating for ourselves, right? Moon and Sagittarius off the rip gonna have everybody wanting to react and respond and to have more freedom anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna want more freedom. We're gonna want more, we're gonna want to travel, more mobility. That's the thing about Gemini and Sagittarius. Mobility. How far can I go with something? Where can I move to? See, now on 2 ends, see the positive end, right? It's gonna give you the enlightenment, which can come in the form of courage to trust yourself more if you stood on business when it came to the new moon in Scorpio. And that was you, again, like I said in that video, standing on what it is you trying to do, your fixated feeling, and choosing to transmute things that go against that. You know what I'm saying? That's you putting out force into the universe, showing the universe, hey, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm me, this is my path, and this is what I'm going for. God can respect that. So God looks at that energy and says, okay, I'm gonna give you more of what you asked for. But see, that's the planting good seeds. So Sagittarius moon will come in, and all of a sudden you should have more access, freedom, and willpower, courage to have faith in whatever it is that you stood on. Now, if you planted the wrong seeds, right, this is you still doing things correlated to a desire. So a lot of the choices you're gonna make thinking is wise is really you just trying to get your rocks off. You just trying to get that temporary pleasure. You know, Sagittarius can get in the mode of just wanting to have fun and not actually thinking clearly about what they're participating in. All they care about is that moment of escapism they get to experience whenever they choose to say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a little bit of fuck it is good every now and then. But when you talk about, you know, after a while, it's like you start to realize, like, damn, you've been letting up on your responsibilities. And that's the thing right now. Like, letting up on certain responsibilities for the sake of just wanting to feel pleasure or freedom. Now, depending on where you got houses, you know, these energies and what houses you got them in, that's going to determine kind of where this complex is going to come from. Because see, when I say responsibilities, say you had Scorpio in the 12th house, there are certain things you had to stand on pertaining to your dreams that is supposed to come first before certain responsibilities. I'm not saying be a fool and not have discernment and just throw everything away, but there's certain things you have to make sure it's secure before you give your time away to anybody else, any kind of responsibility. Same thing with any of the earth houses that you might have had Scorpio in, especially in the second. Second, you might have to put your values above what everybody else wants or what is seemingly the you know what I'm saying? If you talk about, you know, resources and things of that nature, you might have to put that investment towards your shit rather than what everybody else thinks that you should be responsible for as far as helping them out. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. And I don't want to get too into specifics because I want to keep this broad for individuals who need the message, you know what I'm saying? So we can all see different aspects of this in our own lives and figure it out, because, and it might be, and to finish out my point, it might be reversed for some other people. Some other people might need to actually lessen up how much they're honed in on themselves and give some more time, energy on something else that they're responsible for, or take the initiative to become responsible for something else based upon these energies, you know what I'm saying? And that'll be difficult for that Sagittarius energy because, again, Sagittarius might persuade you that the best mode of action is to throw your hands up and say fuck it, but not yet, not quite, you know what I'm saying? Now we moving into the mutable portion of the fall. So in a lot of ways it is supposed to be like hands off the wheel, you know what I'm saying? Not Jesus take the wheel, but hands off the wheel in terms of needing to control. Like, for instance, it's kind of like this. In Scorpio, you take power control over yourself, so that now that you've taken power control over yourself, you just along for the ride now. Once you got power control over yourself, you know where you're going. So the long distance travel, it's like going on a road trip, but you already got the road map. So you don't got to do too much like tripping. You ain't got to do too much like moving your head and worrying and asking people, stopping in random towns and questioning certain things. You don't got to do all that. You already got the esoteric GPS. You know where you're going because you got power control over your path. When it comes to an individual who don't take power control in Scorpio, and taking power control looks like letting go of emotions that's stale, growing out of certain patterns and habits that's not doing you no good, choosing to transmute things that go against what you trying to stand on as whatever, you know what I'm saying? It could be, you know, whatever you trying to stand on, your stamp. That's the thing about Scorpio. That's what Scorpio goes to war for. It's self, its own emotion, the right to feel how it wants to feel, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Again, don't lose sight of perception and have equilibrium when it comes to being able to connect to others and things of that nature. But for the most part, you know, that's what it is. It's standing on, it's going to war for itself so it can feel secure in whatever it's building for itself and its reality. It don't give a fuck about what you talking about and stuff like that. It's not supposed to. It's Mars. I'm already at war with myself. Why would I waste time trying to go to war with you? I'm already at war with myself. You know what I'm saying? That's like the Scorpio shit. But when it comes to Sagittarius, again, the gear is going to shift, because it's like now we want to get loose and stuff like that. But that goes to my point. If you planted the right season one, you should be straight in this one, aka the faith that you will have or the morality that you will develop is going to be more in alignment with your truth. And if you doing things according to your truth, you already ahead of the game. You're already on the right path. You got to do things correlated to your truth. This is not to be, again, like equilibrium, not to be blinded and ignorant and unaware or unwilling to listen and pay attention to what others might bring to the surface to reveal as information or something wise for you to take heed to. But this is just to say, hey, and when it comes to you in your own space, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to stand on what it is that you here to stand on and let everything else fall where it needs to fall. That's not really your concern. you know what I'm saying, that's not really your concern at the moment until it becomes part of your awareness. But, you know, when it comes to this shit, you know, for the most part, the moon in Sagittarius, again, reacting and responding to our need to develop our morality, our faith, spirituality, God. You know what I'm saying? People going to be using God as an example to do a lot of things. Now, make sure that whatever you can do, you know, you want to make sure that whatever you can do. Hold on. Cool. I had to handle some business real quick. Had to make a call. But for the most part, yeah, so doubling down on what I was saying, like, you know, so when it comes to the Sagittarius energy, here's the thing, right? So it's going to be conjunct Mercury. So conjunct Mercury, moon, you're going to feel more comfortable with your thoughts. And that's the kicker right there. Because here's the thing, like, I just want to reiterate the point. I probably already dug it in the ground, but the thing is, just don't be foolish right now. Don't let the emotional high take over your higher thinking faculties. Understand what situation you in. Try your best to have a realistic sense of where you're at and where you're going and what needs to be taken care of in order for you to actually get to that next step. See, that's going to be the higher octave of this energy. That's going to be planting good seeds, because it's going to be wisdom based upon you taking initiative. It's like, man, this energy right here, it makes me think of divine maturity. And what I mean by divine maturity, I just mean, like, spiritually, there's things that you know you have to take responsibility for, but on the same end, it's like giving you a little window to easily choose to slack off. It's giving you, like, that Sagittarius energy. Your first thought might be to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take my hands off the wheel. I'm gonna let whatever happen because I'm stressed right now. And you know what I'm saying, you might come up with a bunch of thoughts and feelings that's like, you know, I'm just tired of being at war. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. Because the thing is, we've been working ourselves out of a situation for the most part. Not everybody. See, some people have been, I don't want to even speak like it's for everybody, because everybody going through something different. So I don't want to say that. But what I will say is this: everybody got something going on in their own life. And the thing about it is, just with the Sagittarius energy, it's about making sure that, you know, when it comes to the things you do have going on for yourself, you making sure you're spending time to handle your business. You know, because everything is leading up to, because even if we are looking at the outer planets, right, because the outer planets are a good frame of reference to understand kind of like what we might be neglecting at the moment that might come back to bite us as a long-term issue or a long-term goal or a long-term situation that we might need to be privy to. So when we talk about the long-term is Pluto in Capricorn going into Aquarius. So again, power and control over our status and our responsibilities in general. So when we do get to Capricorn season, there's going to be certain things that we going to want to be in place and structured already. There's going to be certain things, and the things that we're going to want structured is really just us to be in a space where our status matches our sense of authority, our sense of what we know to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like our sense of authority, our sense of, and it's not really about trying to boss people around. It's you knowing what you want for your life as far as a structure. Like I said about Saturn energy in general, it's handling business. You want to make sure that you are equipped to handle your business. But going into Aquarius, you're going to need that team around you. You're going to need other people who recognize your status as well. This is not to get, you know, psyched up and wet off of what other people think of you and how, you know, again, play power games and power dynamics where you need people to respect you in certain ways that you don't even respect them. That's not what I'm talking about. That's the inverted side of this. I'm talking about the true side of this, the proper side of this, where you've actually been in the field, putting in work, doing certain things that establish your name to where now you secure it based upon what you do. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to build, and this goes for everybody, don't ever try to build a status off of like, you know, whispering, like trying to whisper in people's ear and tell them about what you do. Always try to build a status based upon what you actually are capable of doing in reality, that people can see, create a frame of reference from, and you garnish a certain level of results that you could always bring to the table as a receipt to be like, no, I really does this. Because at the end of the day, that's how the most extravagant towers fall. no foundation, you know what I'm saying, or weak foundation. So you don't ever want to build a status that's built off of a weak foundation, because the second you try to climb yourself to the top, you're going to topple over and hurt yourself, damn near kill yourself, you know what I'm saying? And when I say that, it's a metaphor for the desire to want to, you know what I'm saying, based upon certain things falling in your life, you might start to desire to want to do that, you know what I'm saying, even though you might not physically be falling, esoterically or spiritually, you'll be falling and want to actually, you know, do something like that. And that's unfortunate, because, you know, yeah, that's unfortunate. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, right now, you know, with this Sagittarius energy, we got to think long term. We got to think further ahead than what's the temporary relief or pleasure at the moment. And that's all I'm saying. That's why I say the maturity aspect comes in. Pluto going into Aquarius, we have to think in terms of what's going to be the best for our status, and not in terms of you know, trying to manipulate things in a negative way, aka, you know, trying to set things up in a malicious way. But this is you trying to understand, like, okay, well, if this is where I want to be, like, for instance, if you want to be a professor at a university, you need to make sure that you're doing things in your current job or wherever you at that is going to make you look like the perfect person for that role. So if you want to be a part of your community or your society, right, and you want to do certain things in the world, you need to go ahead and put initiative and start to lay some of those foundations that look like you belong in that position. Because you know, the thing is, we are coming to a much more cut and dry type of vibe, especially the people who've been on our spiritual path. We don't got time to play and sit around with an individual who we know not actually going to get up and do nothing, who we know is not actually taking power control over their own life, who we know isn't actually, you know, paying attention to their subconscious awareness and making an effort to curate better thoughts and feelings for themselves. Like, it's no more room for that. Even people in your actual life, family members, you know, we coming up on one of them holidays and things of that nature. So we're going to be around a lot of, or we have the potential to be around a lot of family who don't know what's going on. Like I said in the other video, you ain't got to bash them. You ain't got to make them feel bad. But this is a thing, you know what I'm saying? You'll be around so many individuals, you might start to get overwhelmed by, you know, what you know versus what they know. And it's like, you know, at this point, you know, it's like you're not here to save your parents. You know what I'm saying? You may not be here to save your parents. Your parents already got certain things set in stone. They have a path of their own. If they are receptive to what you got to say, then cool. But don't push the issue. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing for yourself and do what you need to do to make sure their life is as peaceful as possible. If they took care of you, make sure they're peaceful. You know what I'm saying? If they took care of you, give them peace in return. That's the best thank you could do for your parents. Don't make them feel bad about certain things that they wasn't privy to at a time where that wasn't the shift. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm probably all over the place and shit like that, but there's a lot of things that's just kind of coming out that I feel like need to be communicated. But getting back to my point about the Sagittarius energy, that's the thing. You know, we got a lot of these energies shifting. So it's just about being privy to your long-term goals and understanding, okay, what's the wise thing to do though if I want to actually be in a certain position for myself. You know, that's going to be the type of wisdom you need to take. So that might look like you restricting certain things from yourself, even though you might really want to do it. Or you know, but that's the thing. Moon and Mercury might be on some shit where it'll justify some bullshit in the name of God. You know, and that's really what I'm just trying to get y'all aware of. Like, don't justify no bullshit for the sake of, oh, this is for God or this is my spirit talking. Make sure, you know, and that goes back to even what I was saying in the last video too about meditating and making sure you clear out that space so that what you are receiving as a message or as a, you know, you receiving shit. So what you do receive and what you do choose to put out is clear. It's you actually took the time to separate from certain desires that still might be bubbling up, coming to the surface, because that's all it is really. Desires and stuff like that right now are very it's like especially at the tail end of Scorpio, because as at the third decan of Scorpio, Cancer energy, it's all about feeling. It's all about what you care about. So it's like certain desires right now are gonna feel like, I need this to be comfortable. I need this to feel like I'm safe. You know, we're gonna cling to certain habits, obsessions, you know, because for the sake of wanting to control something. See, that's another psychology thing. Like even people with addiction and things of that nature, you might wonder why they keep running back to that, or people who are obsessed with things. And the reason they keep running back 9 times out of 10 is because of control. If I know what this is and I know what I am off of this, I want the control of being able to do this. And I know what you know what I'm saying? Like people, it's so many things people will do to soothe the turmoil that they experience on a day-to-day basis, and to have some sense of control or some type of predictability. That's why people, like you might get somebody who keep going to jail, and you wonder why they keep going to jail. They don't realize that that jail is their home. They have spent so much time in that jail. They don't know what it is to be outside and then have to do some of the things that society puts upon you. You know, it's highly uncomfortable, and then they feel judged, and all the time it's like, damn, I might as well just go to where it's safe. You know what I'm saying? And that, again, making your jail cell comfortable. And you know that, but again, that's why I say divine maturity, because we have to all grow to a space where we don't look at comfort as the answer. We don't look at comfort as the key to happiness. Comfort is not happiness. Sometimes we get that confused. We think to be happy, we got to be at our maximum comfort. And a lot of times that's not the case. Yeah, we want to be comfortable in life every now and then, but comfort does not equate happiness. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. And sometimes we just get confused. So we choose the comfortable thing thinking it's going to make us happy. And it be the most depressing shit in the world. It's that relationship you keep coming to that's abusing the fuck out you. But you was comfortable, but you think like, damn, if I can't have my comfort, I can't be happy. That's not true. Happiness and comfort is two different things. And a lot of times the thing that is making us comfortable is the thing that's got us unhappy. Some people are so comfortable with being unhappy that they think that the unhappiness is what's making them happy. You know what I'm saying? That's how toxicity works. You know what I'm saying? It fucks with your brain. It gives you a mental illness. That's what it is. Toxic shit. Because when we talk about toxicity, we talking about being in a space where you're dealing with a lot of negative thoughts and feelings, or somebody else got a bunch of negative thoughts and feelings. So when you spending so much time dabbling in those, you start to think that's your reality. You start to think that's normal. You start to adopt that as your persona damn near. And then what ends up happening is you develop that mental illness because you start to think that's normal. It starts to reshape how you think about things. And now your reality is based upon that toxic reference. Mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Mental illness, different from a disability. That's somebody born with an issue. You know what I'm saying? That they really ain't, I'm not going to say they ain't control. They came here with it, but it's because they was in a different space, and they, you know what I'm saying? So when they came here, they had different things going on. But when we talk about mental illness, this is something that we develop being on Earth, being on here, interacting with all this human stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden now we don't know how to think. And that be the number one thing, not knowing how to think, or, you know, thinking about the wrong thing, mind just on the wrong shit. So we have to always be mindful of that. But when it comes to, you know, getting back to these energies, the moon is going to trine Chiron. So this is going to be, you know, the gift to be able to fill out certain mistakes that you made, again, or the ability to feel comfortable with mistakes. So you might feel so comfortable with mistakes, like I said, that Sagittarius energy be on some fucking shit, and you get real reckless at a time where you want to just keep it, you know, hold it down for a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? And it really is just about making sure that before you take the leap, there's a platform there for you. Now, I know faith doesn't operate by having something secured down, but we not in Sagittarius season yet. We just feel the urge. So we still got certain things that we need to be solid on. Then that's my point. There's certain things that we still need to be solid on, that we need to continue to exercise from our awareness, or from our, not awareness, but exercise from our, like, you know, when I say exercise, I mean like get rid of, let go of, transmute. It's still some things that we got to transmute. The war isn't over. You know what I'm saying? That Scorpio energy isn't over yet. So there's certain things we still need to be solid on before we can fully get into that Sagittarius energy of being free. See, you don't want to be free off of escapism. You want to be free because you took care of business. You know what I'm saying? You want to be free because you went to work all day, all last week and stuff like that, and you could afford a couple vacation days because you put in the work, you earned what you needed to earn. Then, okay, now you on your shit. Not the other way around, where it's like you didn't get your responsibilities done. You didn't finish that, and now you still want to go party though on the weekend. It's like, yeah, you might have fun, but as soon as the fun is over, you're gonna be looking crazy. You're gonna be stressed, and that's the energy that Sagittarius might bring in for you, just based upon you not taking that initiative and getting shit handled in the when it was time to. You know what I'm saying? Because again, with this Scorpio energy, like we've been saying, transmute, transmute, transmute. That's the name of the game. You're not going to have that same ability to transmute things as easily when we hit the sun in Sagittarius. It's going to be a different vibe. It's going to be more about how free am I? How far can I go? You know what I'm saying? How much of this do I believe in? How much faith do I have in this? And it's going to be about the expression of that. Now, the moon is going to sextile Venus. So opportunity, again, opportunities to feel comfortable with our pleasures and feel okay to overindulge. Again, we're going to be looking for anything that look like a break, anything that look like stress-free. So you might, again, on the positive end, this is you allowing yourself the keys to get you out of the cage that you've been in. AKA, you've been putting in a good fight, you've been transmuting, and now you're finally experiencing what all of that war was for. You know what I'm saying? You finally experiencing that light at the end of the tunnel. That's like, oh wait, shit, I actually can see how tangible it is for me to get to a better space. That's you planting good seeds. So this new moon, again, it'll be new energies, new ideas that'll push you even further to continue on doing the thing that you know, okay, yeah, this is going to bring the experience. It's almost like you're still at war, but you see a wave of reinforcements coming. Oh, shit. The reinforcement, the cavalry is here. Okay, cool, we on the way. You know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, I can finish this war. So you get that second burst of energy that's like, yeah, let's go. The negative end of this is you ain't put in the work, so ain't no cavalry coming, but you tired. So the second you see an opportunity to take a break, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, man. Y'all got it. And that could be the biggest mistake of your life, because you done let up at a time where it was critical for you to stay down. You know what I'm saying? Again, it was critical for you to end the battle on a proper note, but you chose to slow down because you was tired, and again, based upon a desire or something you wanted. It was something you was yearning for that you wasn't getting doing business. So you was like, yo, let me just soothe this real quick. Let me escape real quick. Let me go to, take a bathroom break real quick. Somebody came in and robbed the whole store. You was the only one working. You was supposed to just hold it down for a couple more minutes until the next person came in for their shift, but you had to go so bad. You know what I'm saying? And like, it'd be things in life that's like, come on, man. Like, I know that's a dumb, probably a dumb analogy or metaphor, but for the most part, like, all I'm saying is like, we not done yet. You know what I'm saying? You're not done yet. So don't take that. Don't kick your feet up yet. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. It's going to feel like, and see, the thing is, if you've been planting the right seeds, like I said, reinforcements going to come. So you're going to get your breather. But if you don't see your breather coming, don't get discouraged either. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But Sagittarius, at the very least, can give you an optimistic vibe. So if you don't see it physically, start to create thoughts and feelings that allow yourself to be free, even if you still got responsibilities you need to take care of, even if you still got something you still got to be tight on. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you at least put your mind in a space where you say, well, yeah, I might have to do all this shit, but I'm setting myself up for a better future, a better tomorrow anyway. I'm getting shit prepared and in order for me to take a long vacation. Because when Sagittarius come here, you want to have all the freedom in the world to go where you want to go. Right now we still in Scorpio. So again, you need to be taking that time, that initiative to still to set yourself up right. You know what I'm saying? To set yourself up for freedom. You know what I'm saying? The moon in Sagittarius is going to give you a breather on that end. But the moon is going to go to Capricorn. And like I was saying before, Capricorn going to be you having the blueprint. So right now, it's also a time to learn. We're going to be reacting and responding to learning. Speaking of learning the reality of our situation based upon our new morality, or based upon our belief system, developing a new morality. So learning what we need to put in place as a morality, or I like to look at Sagittarius energy and the ninth house energy as a lifestyle. So this is us us learning what lifestyle is appropriate to establish what we want to build for ourselves in reality. So, you know, and that's the moon squaring Neptune and not Neptune, no, Saturn in Pisces. Moon squaring Saturn in Pisces. Learning how to adjust our morality to fit our belief system. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you have a proper belief system, but at the same time, we're going to be shifting our morality or developing a sense of what lifestyle we need to implement to be appropriate to fit what it is that we're trying to build for ourselves as far as reality goes. You know, we also learning how to build a morality that isn't so involved or engulfed in delusion. So we're trying to get that straight as well. We're trying to see as clear as possible right now and be as wise as possible when it comes to, you know, again, we coming out of the energy of where we already experienced I forget the word, but a whole bunch, a fuck ton of mistakes and issues, things that had us tied in, tower moments. At this point, if you've been handling business, this is you actually being able to, you know, this is you working your way out of that tower moment. It finally looks like something that you can work with, tangible. So at this point, it's about, you know, not letting up, making sure you put that extra gear in and finish out the year strong, you know, their year, you know what I'm saying? Because we know that the real year don't end till Aries season. But you know, we coming up on Capricorn after, you know, got Sagittarius and we got Capricorn. Capricorn brings in the winter time. So we know that right now we in the heart of the fall. So this is what the fall is supposed to look like. The fall is supposed to look like cleanup. The fall is supposed to look like harvest. So we harvesting right now. We getting rid of shit, setting things up for a proper death. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of business so that we can die peacefully, aka move on to the next thing without having to worry about what this going on and what that's doing. And then coming into the last phase, the mutable portion of the fall is gonna be about transformation. But through it's almost like I'm light now. You know what I'm saying? I'm lighter now. I'm able to float now, go where I need to go, see what I need to see, because I'm not holding on to everything I was holding on to when I started the fall season. You know what I'm saying? Because when we started the fall season, it was Libra season. If we think back to Libra season, it was so many things that we was trying to get right, so many things that we didn't know how to relate to. Now, we done been through the death. We done put death to so many different things. Hopefully, if you've been planting the right seeds, it should be so much things that you chose to let go of, thought forms, feelings, physical shit, that at this point, it's like, damn, ain't much more on me, for real. It's just this little thing I got to handle. Right, this thing in reality I gotta handle, but once I handle that, you know what I'm saying, I'm off. You know what I'm saying, I'm off. So that's kind of like where we at for the most part. Now, what else the moon gonna do? The moon is squaring or trining Lilith. So again, the gift to feel embarrassed. You know what I'm saying, feel embarrassed. So don't play the fool right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't make a impulsive decision based upon you just want to experience escapism and experience an embarrassment just based upon that. But also don't keep yourself afraid of having faith in whatever it is you're doing. It's like you want to have a certain control over your faith. You want to have that faith, but you don't want to let, because the thing about Scorpio is extreme excitement. So that's another reason or another recipe for disaster, because that excitement coupled with the Sagittarius just want to have fun energy, you could take that excitement and think that the war is over. And that's what I was saying in the beginning, basically. So, you know, try not to allow that excitement to drive you off a cliff, basically. Don't get too excited right now. Matter of fact, you want to balance out everything. The second you see yourself getting too excited about what you got going on, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but bring it down a notch yourself so that you don't have to be brought down by the world. And that be the worst. That's kind of a different video that I want to get into, because that's a real thing. Being too excited, and then you go out to the world, you get real let down, and that sometimes can fuck up your flow. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't put yourself on the extreme, and it's like extreme highs and lows. Polarity, you'll be extremely depressed based upon how excited you was, and that could throw you off course, you know, keep you from actually completing tasks on a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? This is something I deal with. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to not be so excited, because I have a lot of you know, like my moon conjunct Mars and stuff like that. So
in Leo too. So it's exaggerated passion that is connected to my feelings. So and then I'm a Scorpio rising and a Pisces sun. So it's like certain emotions at one point in my life, it just take me on a high, but I'd be so high that when it come down, as it naturally needs to do for balance, I'd be low. You know what I'm saying? I was never like on some super depressed shit, but it would take you low, you know what I'm saying? Take me so low and be like, damn, like, why do I feel like this? And it made it hard to complete tasks. It made it hard to stay focused on certain shit. And you know, but when you balance things out, even when you do experience lows, it be right here. So it's enough of a space for you to still take care of what you need to take care of without being so bogged down by a heavy emotion. And when you get excited, it's just about not avoiding the feeling. Is I still get excited, but you take it, you experience it, but then you bring it back down yourself. It's like you show the universe a certain level of what is it, like control or responsibility? I forgot. I don't know the right word for it, but that level of like you taking the initiative to do it, it's almost like even the situation that plays out as a balancing a low, you can still control that, because now you can take a low and you can kind of like catch it before it becomes too low. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you did at a high. You was like, look, catch it before you get too high. It's an internal game. But let me see, Moon also, yeah, sextile in Venus. So again, opportunities to get comfortable with overindulging. So try not to do that. But it's also opportunities to relate wisdom, you know, opportunities to be supported based upon what you know. So you want to make sure that whatever you are kicking is something that is supposed to be something that you want to be known for. Now, the moon is also going to inconjunct Uranus and inconjunct Jupiter. So this is misunderstanding how to feel about, and again, Jupiter is where it's home. Jupiter and Sagittarius, they go hand in hand. So the moon is going to misunderstand maybe the wise way to go about something that's rooted in reality, Jupiter and Taurus, or misunderstanding your experience at the moment and what's necessary to stay consistent on, what's necessary to stay, you might even misunderstand what to value when it comes to your experience. You know what I'm saying? Based upon you feeling like you want to do certain things and you feeling like that's the more wise things to do. So you're going to have to fight your feeling on what's the wiser thing to do. That's why I say it's best to just kind of take your time at this time. Take your time to assess the situation and make sure that you're not reacting off of desire to just want to experience freedom or experience anything. Make sure you're, when you're making decisions and things of that nature, you're taking the time to actually assess what it is that you're involving yourself in, and also keeping things as far as a frame of reference to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on the prize. That's like the best thing I could say. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't let the temporary shit cloud your judgment. You know what I'm saying? You'll misunderstand that. Also, misunderstanding how to feel about our individuality. You might misunderstand that. You might misunderstand the wise things that you're supposed to change. You might misunderstand what to change based upon your feelings. You might not feel like paying attention to what needs to change and continuing to carry out your responsibilities. It's kind of like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Let's say if the Karate Kid at one point had an opportunity to take a day off from work in Mr. Miyagi's shop, that might be the day that he chose to, forget every lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't want to just, again, another dumbass example, because I don't even really, like for instance, it's like, I think y'all understand what I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you took that time off, but you took it off at a time where it was like, nah, you was learning something important. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? You was learning something important. So I would just say, make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to, when it comes to this energy. I ain't going to go. I think that was probably a decent analogy, but I don't want to go too far in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even trying to make this video too long and shit like that, because I got to go in and my battery low. That's why I'm kind of going through it. But for the most part, moon in conjuncting Uranus, you might misunderstand the changes that you need to go through on an emotional level. You might not feel like doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't feel like doing it don't mean that you necessarily need to quit on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the message. Don't quit on it. You know what I'm saying? You just understand that, oh, I'm going through a phase. So even if you do got to take a time off or whatever, you still keep it intact. Like, you're not trying to throw the whole thing away. You know what I'm saying? So even if you do, like for Karate Kid, he got to take a day off from Mr. Miyagi's shop. He not saying, well, fuck that job entirely. He just saying, oh, okay, I just need a day. Because that's true too. You might just need a little bit of space to experience a little bit of freedom on your own for the sake of whatever it is that you going through. You know what I'm saying? You might just need a little space. You might just need a little trip up the road just to get your mind clear, to just talk to God for a second so that you can come back and finish out what you need to finish out. So that's a possibility too. Also, moon trine in the north node, so feeling more in sync with your spiritual path. Again, try not to get too excited to the point where you say sometimes we can get so excited, especially when it comes to our spiritual path and things of that nature. We can get so excited we spread ourselves thin, or we overdo it. You know what I'm saying? We overextend ourselves. So try not to overextend yourself based upon just feeling excited. You know what I'm saying? Moon, we got, and the reason why is because North Node is in Aries. The sun is in a Mars sign. So that excitement, and then moon in Sagittarius is going to make you have all the faith and belief in the world to think you can do it in a day. And that might discourage you later on when you realize, damn, it actually is going to take some patience. It's going to take some work. So try not to overextend yourself or get overexcited about, trying to do everything in one day. What else? Damn, is that the most? Yeah, I think that's about it for the most part. Because everything else is like in everything else is in Scorpio. See, we went through Aries, we went through Taurus, we went through Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. What's in Virgo? Oh, yeah, Venus went into Libra. And then we got Scorpio itself. Yep, Sag, Capricorn. We talked about Pluto, getting ready to go into Aquarius. And then we got Pisces, and so we got that Neptune energy. Yeah, so that's about everything. Yeah. So for the most part, that's the name of the game right now. So planting good seeds gonna look like you, being enlightened on how far you can go. So it's an inspirational time. Take that inspiration for what it is, but don't go overboard and make a foolish decision based upon you just want to experience a little break. We still at war. We still need to be having our eyes on the prize and stay focused and honed in on what it is that we're in the process of achieving for ourselves. All right. So in other news, though, we got the next Each One Teach One coming to you real live and direct. I'm going to make an announcement between today and tomorrow about the next, getting signed up. We're saying the ladies, shout out to the ladies. Shout out to my girl Free. Shout out to Star Girl. Shout out to the Hanged Empress. Shout out to Jackie New. They killed it. Had a depth of Divine Feminine Each One Teach One class, or all women's class. They did their thing, you know what I'm saying? So they closed out with a bang last night, actually. So so the next one's coming real. We keeping this running. At this point, it's a Each One Teach One university. So this is what we're building here, online classes, but with a twist. You know what I'm saying? Community based, and we really actually teaching each other. We really growing as a community. So I'm gonna have information for that dropping real soon. Also, new information on the creative pop-up. We switching things around. I think I mentioned this before, but we switching things around. So we got some major updates about it, and especially about the registration. If you're still interested, please feel free to fill out the RSVP form, because filling out the RSVP form will at least let us know who's interested, because we're shifting it now. We're going to be sending out invites. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if you're interested and you want to be updated and stuff like that, make sure you fill it out. It's in the description below, so that you're on our mind and we can at least consider you, you know what I'm saying, as an individual who wants to be involved. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, you get an invite or you might not. And even if you don't, it's no hard feelings. It's not like, we really just trying to keep the vibes going as far as building building community in the whole, changing infrastructure, business, politics, entertainment, religion, and what's the last one? Education. We really just, again, changing the world in our own way, building stronger community amongst each other, that's what it's all about. So we gonna keep it running. And that's gonna be our spring event and stuff like that. So with spring, got the spring event down, we got the conference. So you can go ahead and get prepared for that too. You know, yeah, we're gonna keep it coming, keep it running. You know what I'm saying? And I got some new music coming. So, you know, some new features too. Shout out to well, I'll keep that under wraps. Y'all see who I'm featured with. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. You know, we hit 700 a little while ago and stuff like that. We at like 720 now, so the channel's growing and stuff like that. Again, I just want to show appreciation, love, gratitude to all y'all who click play, who drop comments, who interact with us, you know, who show up to the events, who support the events and share stuff. I appreciate all y'all, for real. Even the people who watch and they just being entertained, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. You know, again, just hella grateful. Much love. I'll catch you on the next one. And if you got any questions about anything, just don't hesitate to email us, 717conference.info@gmail.com or d.brownjr795@gmail.com. That works too. Even DaveBeyond95@gmail.com. Y'all know I got so many different emails. I finally cleared out some space though. But yeah, let me know if y'all have any questions. And you know, yeah, make sure you tap into those links below. And we just gonna keep it rocking. Much love. See y'all on the next one.